I'm about to tell you a story, about thousands of them actually, being lost to history right now and their preservation being never more important. The last survivors of the Holocaust are now in their 70s through their 90s, and time is not their friend, as more and more pass away due to old age. For many, their testimony, bearing witness to the most brutal genocide in human history, also passes along with them, until now. Our next guest may not be a household name, but the death of what ultimately became her stepsister posthumously, Anne Frank, may be one of the most tragic and famous to emerge from the ashes of World War II. Anne Frank chronicled her life in hiding from the Nazis in Amsterdam while holding out hope for all of humanity. She later died in the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp just months before the end of the war and would possibly have been her liberation. Now, her stepsister, Eva Schloss, herself a survivor of Auschwitz, is a part of a new film that will bridge the past to the present using, quote, 116 cameras, where Eva will virtually tell her story for many decades, perhaps hundreds of years to come. Aided by hologram technology, that through the USC Shoah Foundation, filmmakers are turning survivors into virtual holograms. So people can essentially sit next to them, talk with them, listen to a survivor, tell their story, even when they are no longer with us. The film was presented in New York as part of Eyewitness, documenting the Holocaust on film, an event sponsored by the Claims Conference, an organization that handles material claims against Germany for survivors and their families, and the Paley Center for Media. Eva Schloss and Davina Pardo, the director of the film, 116 Cameras, join us now to talk about it. Welcome to both of you. Thank you so much for spending time with us. But let me start, Eva, with you from the personal perspective. I just mentioned, so that people understand, when we talked about Anne Frank, it was your mother who survived.
Correct.
And after the war, married Otto Frank, and Frank's father, who also survived. And they had known each other before the war, correct?
Yes, because we lived in the same neighborhood, actually opposite each other. And we were both refugees, so those refugee families did know each other.
All right. Now, let me talk about you and your story. Because for many years, for decades, actually, you didn't talk about your story.
Well, when I came back from Auschwitz, I was really full of wanting to tell what has happened. I wanted people to feel sorry for me, you know, and things like that. Everybody had suffered, you know. It was really a terrible, terrible war. And people wanted to stop about thinking about it and move on. And then when perhaps 20 years later, people started to wanting to know, wanting to learn.
It was in the 80s.
Yeah.
And you decided that it was time for you to tell your story. Why was it that you thought then, all right, now it's the right time for me?
Well, it wasn't really. I was just put on the spot through an Anne Frank exhibition, because in Amsterdam, the house where the family had hiding became a museum, but they realized there, historians who worked there, not everybody can come to Amsterdam to see about the family and the story. So they made a traveling exhibition. And it came to London. And of course, I was invited to that. And the organizer said to me, come and sit with us at the head table, which I did, not expecting just to sit there. But at the end, he said, and now Eva, stepsister of Anne Frank and Holocaust survivor herself, will tell you something about her experience. And I was in shock.
Davina, let me talk with you then as a filmmaker. Mm-hmm. And we talk about 116 cameras, and people might say, well, that's an odd title for the film. What does that mean? Explain the film that you did.
Well, the film follows Eva through the process of being recorded for this new technology, which is called New Dimensions in Testimony, that will allow people to have conversations with her long into the future. And the 116 cameras refers to the number of cameras that actually recorded her testimony. So it's sort of a literal title, but for me, it also kind of represented the many ways in which we try to capture stories and the many ways in which stories can be told and preserved.
What was it that drew you to this story, to Eva's story, and to the notion of how we're now going to preserve stories such as hers?
Well, I grew up in Toronto, having Holocaust survivors come to my classroom every year. Someone would come tell their story. And sometimes it was even a friend's grandmother or grandfather. Felt very close. And I also had grandparents who, like Eva at the beginning, never talked about it. So I was always really fascinated by who tells their story and had a real personal connection to the history. And then a couple years ago, I read an article about how the USC Shoah Foundation was preserving Holocaust survivor stories interactively. And for me, it raised so many interesting questions about how the past is preserved.
Explain for us quickly, if you would, the mechanics of this. When we're talking about the hologram and preserving stories that way, how's it done?
Eva was interviewed for about 5 days straight, several hours a day, or really a full long day.
Yes, long days.
And which you can imagine, I mean, even a 1 hour interview is intense, but to do it all day long for 5 days in a row was a lot, and asked hundreds and hundreds of questions. So people at the USC Shoah Foundation tried to anticipate every question that might ever be asked of her.
And while it's being done, all of these cameras all around her, it's fairly surreal looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was scary even because the light went on and the clicking and, and as well you had to be exact, not go over the hour. Through a mirror I had to watch because they gave me that sign when I had to stop, or 3 minutes and so on. But telling the story, being emotional, you don't always watch that,
When you saw the hologram, that makes it look quite literally as if, you and the person who's watching it are sitting together. How did you react to that?
Asking myself a question and answering it, that was actually quite I felt peculiar about that. It is amazing how the computer answers the questions,
Were there things that you had asked that you hadn't thought about before?
I can't have 1,000 answers ready in my head, so you had to think sometimes and look back in time. That was after 50 years.
Davina, when you look at the finished product here, how is this product now, do you think, a more compelling way to tell that this is such an important story that Eva needs to tell?
One of the things we know is how effective it is for students and for anyone really to hear from Eva when she comes to a classroom or goes into a community. That has been such a powerful teaching tool over the last 20 years.
Yeah, but it will be the only way because, in 10 years I won't be there. So how can you get to hear what happened?
Well, the film that you did is just a marvelous representation of this whole process. And even it's such an honor and a pleasure to meet you and to see what you have done and how sharing your story has been so powerful for so many people.
Well, thank you.
We're delighted to be able to spend some time.
Thank you.
You be well, all right?